Ajit, can you hear us okay?
Does this?
Okay. Deal. Well, I'm glad we're recording it because I think more people will get value from this than just the three of us.
There'll be a couple of latecomers.
Yeah, I'm sure. We're going to give it just a minute more, see if anybody else shows up, Ajit, and then we'll get going.
It's probably also the week.
Uh,
A lot of extra meetings this week.
Yeah, that probably doesn't help either. Which we didn't know when we scheduled you, so.
No, I picked the time, so.
Well. Minutes past, should we go ahead and get going? I'll introduce you real quick, and I'll hand you this. All right, well, let's go ahead and get started. Maybe some folks will filter in after we get this going. My distinct pleasure to introduce Dr. Lisa Kidder from our Instructional Technology Resource Center to talk about how to clean up our courses in Canvas. So I will hand you this, Lisa, and let you take it away.
And are we recording? Hello, Christine. Hello, Ajit. And-
Hi, Lisa.
Okay, so we're going to talk about streamlining your course today and some of the nuances of Canvas. So let me get the right mouse click. So we're going to talk today about how Canvas stores files, why files accumulate over time. We're going to talk to you about a cool tool that we have to clean things up. I'll do a live demo. There'll be some best practices and stuff and Q&A. Go ahead and raise your hand or put something in the chat. We'll watch things. But let's start off with how Canvas stores files. So files go into your course files. And as you've already learned, Canvas courses have a 500 megabyte limit. So you put your courses or your files into your course and they go into your course files. And so then as you build your course, you have your course files, you create your modules, and then you have your list of things in each module for your students. So that's kind of our process. But then when you delete something, so say you update your syllabus, you remove the old one from your list that your students see, it still stays in your course files. This is kind of a cool feature, so you don't accidentally delete something. But what happens over time is that your files build up. Not only your files, but your course activities as well. So extra quizzes and assignments. A lot of times you stay on top of those, but discussions and pages, all of those kind of build up over time. So you have your nice course that you created in fall, and then next fall, you'll make some changes, and eventually your course is going to be a little overflowing. So hopefully this gives you an understanding of how Canvas deals with files. Like I said, it's a good thing that you don't accidentally delete something, but it's also something to keep in mind. So we have the Tidy Up tool. The Tidy Up tool scans your course and it looks at all your files and activities, and it identifies which ones are currently published and in a module so that it's visible to the students. It identifies orphan files. In other words, they're not linked anywhere, and you can safely delete unused item and free up storage space, which is a really cool tool. Basically, here's the overview. You navigate, you click on Tidy Up, you click the scan, you review the results. There's some filters that you can use and the different things that we're going to walk through, and then you can select files and delete them. If you don't see tidy up in your course menu, you can add it to the navigation, and in the live demo, I'm going to walk you through that too. There are a couple of caveats with this tool. So because of the way Canvas works, it protects quizzes, which is very nice. But that means that this tool cannot determine if an image or a chart or a file is used in a quiz. So what we recommend is that when you have files that you use in quiz questions or images, that you create a specific folder with those quiz files. So that way, Tidy Up will tell you that it's orphaned, but then you don't accidentally break a file in your course. It will not delete question banks or question items, same kind of thing. But that also means that if you end up importing lots of things, you may end up with extra question banks or item banks. And deletion via Tidy Up is permanent. So that's a good thing. And that's that word of caution. So I'm going to pause before we jump into the live demo. Any questions?
That permanent deletion is kind of scary.
It is. It is kind of scary. That's why it's on the word of caution slide.
Yeah. So not exactly the same, but when we're back in Moodle, sometimes you have these multiple tabs open and you make change in one, whatever you're doing, and then you hit the back button and everything is gone. So yeah, I've known a few things that are permanent. In Canvas also, there are a few peculiarities that just erases everything that you're doing. So I'm glad that you brought this up. Thank you so much for bringing it notice that it's permanent.
This is one of those tasks you schedule and you clock your door and you silence your phone while you do it so you don't get distracted.
Yes, thank you. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to switch over to, this is a course that I play with, testing lots of things, and there's lots of things in here. Give me a second to minimize this. So you can see that I have items in here. I'm going to look over here at my files. So you can see how much space your files are taking up by scrolling down to the bottom of this page. So you can see that this course is kind of fat and I don't have a lot of space. I kind of front-loaded this course to demo this for today. I don't have Tidy Up in here. So I am going to click on Settings in my course. And I'm going to head over to Navigation. So this navigation is this right here. And so I'm going to find Tidy Up, and it's right here at the top because I added it in and pulled it out. Generally, this was in alphabetical order by default, but as you add things, take things out, they get out of order. And all you have to do is drag it up here. And you have to remember to save. That's the part I always forget. And so now you will see that I have Tidy Up over here in my course menu. So we're going to let Tidy Up do its job. You click on Tidy Up, it's going to ask me, do you want to scan the course? And I'm going to say, yes, please. Another word of caution here is that you do need to stay on this page. So when you click scan, stay here. So this message here that says, stick around, the satisfaction of cleaning up your course's content is worth it. It is. So please stay on this. You can scan it multiple times. The worst thing is that you have to scan it again. So it's this part is not too overwhelming. And I might have made this course a bit too large, but it's going through and it's looking at all of the items that are connected, that are orphaned. It's looking at activities and anything that I have in this course that's connected or not connected. As we wait for this, this is something that you should put into kind of a semester practice. So I would recommend kind of something before the end of the semester. Like you've taught your course, you know which files you used, then it's great to come through here and clean up so that you can then take care of that before you move it into your next course, because the course copy in Canvas works seamlessly. So up here at the top, we have 3 tabs. We have files, folders, and then Canvas content. So content is pages, quizzes, assignments, anything, we'll get to that one. Files is the big one. So I can filter, I can show everything. I can also do it by video files. Your video files, I recommend you move into Panopto, not keep them in your Canvas course. You'll notice I do have some videos in here and they take up a whole lot of space.
She says, I missed where you showed the size of the class.
Okay, so you click on files and you scroll down to the bottom of the page, that front page. And I'll come back to it again because we had 510 megabytes. We're going to do some cleanup and then we're going to check it again. So I can filter this so I can just see all the unused files. So these are all files in the course and you can see the size and you can see the trash can. The trash can means that I can delete them from Tidy Up. And you can be bold and select all of them, which I am going to do. You can download them as well. So if you're really worried, it's permanent. Maybe I'm going to download them as a zip file and then hold on to them to make sure I really don't need them. Then you can put them back in if you do. So I'm going to delete. It's going to warn me. Nice big red error. And I'm going to say I'm going to delete these. So you'll notice that my top file now has 6.7, so we've gone down and I have lots of files here to go through and delete. I can rescan as well up here at the top. Notice I'm also not showing more than 100. That's another little caveat that you can do. I'm going to look at folders now. So you've seen the file, the process. Here are folders. This is where like assessment questions, like I don't want to delete the files that are in this folder. So that's where we recommend having that. You can see that this folder right here is an extra folder and there's no files in it. There's no subfolders. And I can just click the trash can here to get rid of that one. Our last tab has the most filters. This is your Canvas content. So here you have filters. I can say if it's not published, not in modules, then coming through here. Now, looking at some of these, I happen to know that this is an assignment. So if I click over, I saw the icon told me, but if I hover over it, you can also see that it's an assignment. And these are assignments that I have pulled out. So they were in a module and then I pulled them out. You can also filter by type. So let's see if I have any extra discussions. And I don't have, so all my discussions are published because I selected these ones. Pages are the ones that are also going to build up. So extra files, Word files, PowerPoint, spreadsheets, and pages are the ones that they're not on your horizon. So you know when you deleted that quiz from chapter 4 because you redid it and you renamed it, and that's obvious because it's in your grade book and things like that. But files and pages tend to sneak in the cracks. And you can see that I have lots of files here and I can select them all and I can delete these pages. So this tells me this is my tool. I can also look at my activity. So the things that I have been deleting and who deleted them. And you can see that I probably have scanned this course several times because I use this as a play course. And so I add things into it and I delete it and I use tidy up and clean things up and then come back in. You can also rescan. So coming back to Ajit's question, we're going to come back to files. And on this files page, the original files was 510 megabytes. Let's see how much we deleted. Notice we're down to 165, and that took us about 5 minutes. Now, I knew that a lot of this stuff could just be deleted. So you want to be a little bit more proactive as you work through things. The other thing too is like if you have image, like this fireworks image, yeah, I don't necessarily need that. But there are a couple of images in here that were used like in the assessment question folder. Up. There was a folder, there was a question in there. It had a chart that I wanted in there. So if you use images or you attach files in your quizzes, the first thing I recommend is that you go into your course files and make a folder that says quiz files, quiz images. You can make one of each and make sure that those images that you're using are in that folder, and that will help you as you do tidy up. If you go in there now, I'm pretty certain you're going to see at least 2, if not 4 files that say syllabus. And I watch everybody, you name them very knowingly. You can also see when it is the last time that they were modified. Now these ones, I just pulled them in with an import, so they actually haven't been modified. But once I start updating or moving them in, then you'll get those dates in terms of where they are. So that is our live overview. Now here's the fun part. You're going to say, wait, I need this. So here you go. So this set of slides with the instructions, and that takes you to a folder. So you can go in here. One of the other things that is in this folder for you is this PDF. So other than just cleaning things up, you may or may not be aware that we have an accessibility deadline coming up based on federal laws, and we don't want to remediate or fix files that you're not using. So let's get rid of them. We do have a tool about remediation in here that somebody else is going to be presenting on. So come to that workshop. But you want to run tidy up first so you don't waste time. So that's 2 on document. You can also make sure that you look for duplicates, making sure that you have the exact files in your course that you want. And as we move more into having AI tools that come into our lives and into our LMSs, this is one that I hadn't thought of, but the AI will look at everything. So if you have conflicting information, or maybe you have a signature assignment that you created, but you modified it, the AI is going to give your students information on both files. So this would be another reason. And I know you're going to ask me, is AI coming? And I'm like, the answer is yes, AI is coming everywhere. Do I have any answers or specifics on that? No, but this is one of those cases. So you can read this PDF is in that folder. I'll come back here so you can grab the short link and the QR code. And questions?
You do this for every course, or is it Missed the last part of your question, sorry.
Yes, Christine, you'll do it
One scan covers all.
nope, one course at a time. That's a great question.
Curious. So when you were showing the files, I noticed some of them looked like probably videos for use in class. Can you preview them so you know exactly what it is that you're getting rid of before you actually get rid of them?
Let's come back. I'm gonna. You have titles. Let's see. In your files, you can actually search by size. This is another great tip. So if your files are too fat, your videos tend to be the fat files, and it looks like, oh, I'm going to click it again to put the big ones on top. So let's see. Yep.
So you can't just click and preview.
The hard part about this one, notice that I did this in files. If you're in the tidy up, it might kick you out and then you might have to rescan, because I have done that. But I didn't know on that if you could preview, but it will open up.
Okay.
So the other nice thing too is you can rename things right here too. So if you want, you can do things like, this is my trick. I put an asterisk at the top, at the front, because Canvas works by alphabetizing. And so the asterisk will put it all up at the top if you alphabetize it. So this can either be the ones that I need to get rid of or the ones I want to keep. So you can do that as well. Once you rename it here, yes, the students will see the asterisk. So I'd probably do this one as ones I'm getting rid of. I encourage you to take one of your classes and just go through Add Tidy Up. You need to go into your settings and navigation and run a scan just to see what's there. You don't have to delete anything, but just practice. Yes, actually, you're going to move videos to Panopto. And I don't have a Panopto link in this course. But that's where your videos should live. Panopto does much better in terms of making sure that the viewing experience for your students is better. So that's what Panopto does. Canvas does really good at previewing files, not videos. Another cool thing with Panopto is you can see how long your students are watching your videos too. You saw that error code. Where did you see it, Ajit?
So I initial the tidy up and then I put it there. So when I ran the tidy up thing.
This is one of those, I would say, refresh your browser,
Okay.
use a little circle and run it again. Do the
Just let
silly
me-
response fix first.
Yeah, I'll just show it to you. I'm working out of my camera phone right now. Just give me a minute.
Yeah, looking at it, I can see that it ran into something
Yeah. Okay.
that it didn't recognize, which makes Canvas does that occasionally. With Canvas, refresh your page, and then try again. That's your first troubleshooting with Canvas.
I'm using Safari. After we get off from this, I'll try it in Chrome.
Try it in Chrome. Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. Thank you so much.
And you're welcome to come down to the ITRC and sit in our lab and clean up there if you want. That would get you away from your phone, give you a place to sit. If you run into questions, you're always welcome to make an appointment and we'd be happy to jump into Zoom where you can share your screen and we can see what's going on as well. So this is pretty quick and simple, but it does take some time. So you'll see it start to show up in like end of semester lists that we put out and to remind you to clean up your courses. But get into the habit now so that you do not end up with an overflowing class and call us in tears.
Any more questions for Lisa? Thanks for joining us, Christine. All right, well, as always, make sure you feel free to get in touch with the ITRC folks. They are more than happy to help you with any Canvas issues that you run into. But thank you for joining us today. You'll be receiving the survey, so if you have suggestions for similar types of workshops down the road, let us know. We would like to make sure that we are providing the material that you all find useful. So thank you for joining us, and I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their Wednesday.
All right.
Okay.